Anthropic released a new model called Claude Mythis. The raw numbers coming out of initial testing show a sudden, explosive leap in reasoning capabilities. Look at SW Bench, a standard for coding ability. Anthropic's Opus scored 53%. Mythis crushes that, climbing to 77%. We haven't seen a sudden jump like this since OpenAI's O1 model in late 2024 created an entirely new performance ceiling. But technical moats in AI drain fast. It only took 5 months for competitors like DeepSeek R1 to match OpenAI's logic. History tells us the yawning performance gap Anthropic just opened will likely close within the year. So while the AI community expected another step up in intelligence, what makes the release of Mythis so strange is Anthropic's strategy. They built the smartest model and then deliberately locked it away from the public. Mythis is a general-purpose model, capable of complex coding, writing, and daily tasks, but Anthropic heavily angled their release around national security and cyber threats. This mirrors the exact playbook OpenAI used back in 2019, generating hype and panic by claiming GPT-2 was simply too dangerous for a public release. Framing the model as a weapon gave Anthropic clear justification to bypass a public rollout entirely. Instead, they are limiting access to a very specific, hand-picked list of corporate partners. The cybersecurity angle provides an excellent cover. It obscures how Anthropic is actively deciding which companies get to sit in the smartest room in the world and which ones stay outside. When you look at who actually made the cut for this exclusive partner list, you find names like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Cisco, and JP Morgan. This diagram maps Anthropic to its new partners. Notice the connections. Microsoft, Google, and the rest aren't random clients. They are all major investors across Anthropic's Series C through G funding rounds. To understand why these specific companies get early access, you have to look at how AI physically operates. Anthropic designs the brain, but they lack the infrastructure to generate the tokens that make the model think. They rely completely on hyperscalers. The massive data centers required for AI are owned by their partners, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Anthropic is trying to escape this dependency. They recently committed $50 billion to build their own independent data centers in Texas and New York. Anthropic's current position makes this exclusive access a structural requirement. They are effectively paying for the infrastructure they lack by offering priority access to their intelligence to the companies that own the machines. That leaves a substantial hurdle for everyone else. Businesses and independent developers outside of that investor cartel still want to build with Mythis. Here is the cost comparison. Anthropic plans to price Mythis at $125 per million output tokens, soaring far above the standard subsidized API tiers. If a developer uses automated agents like OpenClaw with Mythis, it will rapidly consume tokens and mathematically destroy their budget. You wouldn't pay top dollar for an AI to draft a simple email. The extreme cost ensures that only the most complex, high-return enterprise problems get routed to the smartest models. We are watching the privatization of tokens in real time. A structural economic gate has been built, ensuring that only the wealthiest entities can afford to consult the highest level of AI reasoning. When raw intelligence is gated by capital, it creates an immediate asymmetric advantage across elite industries. A top-tier law firm or a global hedge fund using Mythis can process millions of documents to discover legal loopholes, aggressive litigation strategies, and market vulnerabilities long before anyone else even knows where to look. Contrast that with standard companies who are priced out of top-tier tokens and restrict their AI usage to basic workflows like email triaging and managing calendars. As this intelligence gap widens, competitive parity completely breaks down. We are entering a stark divide between the corporate AI haves and the AI have-nots. This entire strategy of exclusivity and high pricing points directly to Anthropic's primary financial goal, preparing for a landmark IPO next year. To boost their valuation, Anthropic is relying on a specific metric called annualized run rate, or ARR, recently claiming they hit the $30 billion mark. This graph illustrates annualized run rate. It takes a recent, highly lucrative period of enterprise sales and aggressively projects that spike forward over 12 months. That is very different from annual recurring revenue, which tracks the slower, conservative growth of stable monthly consumer subscriptions. As AI reasoning reaches new heights, the primary danger moves from sentient machines to a tech ecosystem strategically designed to lock high-level logic behind a core.